just going to wait a minute and for a few more people to join, and we'll kick off then.
Yeah.
You can let me know, Eileen.
Yeah, we'll just give it another few seconds there, Willie, and I'll give you. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe there's no need, is there?
Actually, you know what? We've quite a few joining us now, which is fantastic. So, Willie, it's over to you, and Gerda, whenever you're ready, you can start.
Okay, thank
those
you.
people in. You can manage the attendees there, Eileen.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll kick off because there's a lot of people joined already. Anyone that's late to join can watch the start on the recording. So, good morning, everybody. My name is Willie Fitzgerald, and I work for Simply Dynamics, and welcome to our webinar. Just as regards, hang on a second now, my page to move forward. Too far. Just as regards the format of the session, I'm just going to do a 2-minute introduction, which I'm doing now, and hand over to Gerda, who's going to do a demonstration on Bankfeed, and also give you some background information about the add-on. And then at the end, any questions that come up along the way, you're welcome to type them into the chat, or you can hold till the end if you wish, but they'll be answered at the end either way. The session's being recorded, so that recording will automatically be shared with everybody after the event. Even people who haven't been able to turn up will also get a copy of the recording. And if somebody wants to arrange a one-to-one meeting about what they've seen today afterwards, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. So there are some people on the call today who happen to work with Simply Dynamics previously. So just to explain who we are, we're a Dynamics 365 solution center based in Dublin, in Ireland, and we only do Dynamics 365, so we don't do any other solutions. So we're specialist in Dynamics. We're a cloud-first organization, so we lead with cloud solutions. We still sell the on-premise options where there's a requirement for them, but 99% of our deployments now are in the cloud, whether it be ERP or CRM solutions. And we are also an app-first solution. So where there's a requirement for a non-standard piece of functionality, our first protocol is to look to see if there's an app or an add-on available for that requirement, an add-on such as Bankfeed. And I'll explain that in just a second now. Right. So to explain add-ons or apps, whichever way you want to call them, in the old days, if anybody here was using Dynamics before it went to the cloud, when it was called Dynamics Nav, they were using it on-premise, and if there was an integration to a bank required or a non-standard process that needed to be catered for, what people did, what partners like ourselves did, was customized your Dynamics application to meet that requirement, which was fine, except that meant you ended up with one big bucket of base application that was customized, which meant you were quite a complex system, and which meant when it came to upgrades, it was both difficult and expensive, so people didn't upgrade. So that's all finished with. Today, when somebody's buying an ERP system or a CRM system, they buy their base application in Dynamics 365 Business Central, and instead of going to customizations, when there's a requirement for integration to a bank or to implement a non-standard process, the first protocol is to see if there's an add-on or an app available to plug into Business Central to meet that requirement. So what you end up with is a base application. Yeah.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Can I just interrupt there for a second? Bojana's saying that he's having issues with audio. Now, I presume everybody else is okay with audio. So, Bojana, if you can hear us, or I'll message you back. Maybe it's a fix that's required at your end, but I believe everybody else is okay with audio. I just wanted to raise that there. Okay, perfect. We're all good at this end, so I think it's an issue at his end. Sorry for interrupting there, Willie. Back over to you. Thank you.
You could use chat for something like that too, maybe.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the idea of that new model, which base application and certified by Microsoft plugins or apps or add-ons, is that you've got a standardized system, because these cloud ERP systems upgrade automatically every 6 months, a major upgrade every 6 months. So while you're using that model, your upgrades happen seamlessly and in the background, out of hours, and you're always on the latest version of both the base application and the add-on app. So these apps that are available for Business Central, such as Bankfeed, are purchased through a platform called AppSource, which is similar to Google's Play Store or Apple's App Store, but it's a marketplace for Dynamics 365 add-ons, and there's thousands of them up there, and some of them are Some of them are very, very sweet in terms of what they do, and they're low cost, and you can implement a lot of them. You can implement them yourselves on a free trial basis before you purchase them. And along the bottom, you can see a number of, you can see an example of some of the other add-ons that we sell, as well as Bankfeed. See their logos there. So SAN has an e-commerce add-on, Business Central Insights is a reporting add-on for Power BI. That's the mobile warehouse management system, and Continua has multiple solutions, but primarily around automation of accounts payable. So that's simply Dynamics 365 Solution Center. That's the concept of buying apps for Dynamics 365. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen and hand over to Gerda, who's going to give you some background information on Bankfeed specifically and show you the product, and then we can handle questions and answers at the end. So over to you, Gerda.
Okay, thank you, Billy.
Share your screen.
Okay.
Great, we can see your screen.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so today I would like you to introduce our app, Bankfeed, which is an integration between the banks and the Business Central. And its main function is to import bank statements into Business Central, to recognize the transactions and to reconcile them. And at the moment, we are covering more than 2,300 financial institutions in European Union and the UK, and also more than 10,000 institutions in USA and Canada. And Bankfeed is mostly useful for the companies who are having a lot of banking transactions, who are using multiple banks, are operating in multiple countries, also who are willing to see their payments in real time and want to avoid human errors. So that's a short introduction about the Bankfeed, and I would like to move to the Business Central itself. If you would like to try the Bankfeed, you can install it to your Business Central. It's free of charge for 30 days, the trial. And there are two ways you could install it. First, the easiest one, I think, is just to find and search banking apps. And you should see here the Business Central, click on it and install it. As we are approved by Microsoft Council, so it's included in the banking apps list. And also another way is just you could go to our webpage, bankfeed.com, and here is a link to the app source where you can find our app, and by clicking free trial, the installation process will start. So after the installation, we need to prepare the Bankfeed for the usage to make the setup, and it's really easy to do. All users, end users can do it by their own. You just need to go to the assisted setup in Business Central to find Bankfeed in search and to run this setup Bankfeed connection assisted setup. First, you will see a video you can look through. It will tell you in detail how to run the assisted setup. Now we will skip it and just click next. And there are some things we need to choose. So first is which journal we want to use for the bank transactions to be imported. We can choose if it's a general journal or payment reconciliation journal. Also, we can choose if we want to import all bank transactions or we want to skip vendor payments. It depends on your processes. And also, if you have selected the general journal first, so you will need to choose the journal template name, which you are using. Is it cash receipt or payment journal? When you answer these questions, just click next, and the first assisted setup is finished. And we move to the second one, where you need to create your account for the Bankfeed. If you are using it for the first time, you will select here that you do not have a login, and you will provide your email and password, as I have already prepared in advance. So I will skip this and just connect to my account. Click next. Here I have also created a company for the Bankfeed. If you do not have created it before, just you will need to enter your company information like name, a registration number and other, and you will create the new one. So now just click next and we are ready for the bank connection. Just at the beginning, you need to choose the country code of the bank institution, as I want you to show how I'm connecting my own bank account. So I will change it to Lithuania. And as I go in the bank list, I will see all the banks which are covered in Lithuania. So I will choose just Revolut now. I will click next. At this step, I need to select if I'm connecting a multi-currency account, and if not, I will leave it blank. And what statements I want to get for which period. The options are yesterday, last month, period, and today. If I'm selecting the period, I have to enter for how many days I want to get the statement. For example, I will enter that I want to get the statement for 30 days. And then click next. Now I am going through the authentication process. I have to admit and to give access to my account. Yeah, I'm asked to open the Revolut app in my phone. So I admit that I want to connect. These are my accounts, and I say that I agree to connect them. And I have to enter the security code for the connection. Yes, and it says that it's done. Just wait a few seconds. Yeah, and now I can see that both of my Revolut accounts are connected, and I just need to do the last step is to link this connected bank account to Business Central bank accounts. Yeah, so here I will set this Revolut account and here another one. So that's it. We are done with the setup. We have made the setup for the app itself, and we have connected the bank to the Business Central. Now, when we are finished, I can see that two bank accounts are connected. Here, I can also disconnect them if I want to, and also reconnect if it's needed after some time to do the reconnection. For all our Bankfeed users, we recommend to use Accountant Role Center as it is extended by the Bankfeed activities. And here in this Accountant Role Center, we have added some items like connected bank accounts. Here we see how many journal lines Bankfeed has created. Also, if there were any errors today, for in the job queue or others in the app. Also, we can find here the main function, which does all the processes and the history of posted transactions, all the setup in one place, and also a lot of useful information for the user regarding the Bankfeed. So now I will show you the main function, which is doing all the job. So usually it is run by the job queue. When we finish the assisted setup, 4 job queues entries are created and they are running this function automatically. So you do not need to do this manually. You just can change the time to the more suitable for you. And but for the demo purposes, I will show you running it manually. So now it is set that this function will receive the statements, will parse them, and will fill the journal. Also, it is possible to select automatic postings if you want and if you are confident in the product. So you can select this too. But for now, we just skip it and click OK. Yeah, so now the function is running and soon we will have result. Yeah, so I have received 2 new documents as I have connected 2 bank accounts, my Revolut. So I have received 2 documents, and one for the Barclays I have prepared in advance. So I can see that 3 documents in some were parsed and filled 3 journals with transactions. So click OK. And you can see now that in journal lines we see 21 transaction. If I go in, I will see that as an assisted setup, I have chosen the cash receipt journal. So the Bankfeed has created 3 journal batches for every bank account and for its transactions. So let's go into Barclays and see what we've got. Yeah, so all transactions now are here, and we can see how it looks like. The first column, recognition status, shows if the line was recognized by the Bankfeed or does it need any additional attention from the user. Also, in the column initial application full, we can see check marks if the payment amount was fully applied with the Bankfeed. If it's not fully applied or it's not applied at all, we will see here that it's blank. And also a very important column, account recognition type, where you can see how these lines were identified by the Bankfeed. Because as I have mentioned before in the beginning, Bankfeed does not only import the transactions, he also tries to recognize them and to apply with the documents. So in the first line, we see that here is a vendor assigned, and the vendor was identified by the document number and the name. In the message to recipient, we see the vendor invoice number. And here in the fact box, Bankfeed extracted this document number, found it in the posted invoices, and assigned the vendor here in the line. It also applied this payment line with a certain document number. If we would check second, third, and fourth lines, they all have the same recognition type, and it says that here the customer was assigned and recognized by document number. Here in the line, we have 2 invoices, and you can see here in the fact box that both of them are recognized. In this line only 1, and in the third line we have 3 documents which are extracted, and also Bankfeed applied with all these 3 documents. Another recognition type is recognizing the line by the text, and here we see that this line was identified by text to account mapping, and if we would go into text to account mapping Bankfeed table, we will see here that I have made a match. If text is Google, Bankfeed needs to assign a vendor and this vendor number. If, for example, in the text we see charges, fees, or transfer, it is assigned some specific GL account. So this also can work by the text in these cases when we do not have document numbers who would let us identify the document and the customer or vendor. Yes, so this line we see that it's a bit different. We have a status that it needs additional attention, and no account was assigned to the line. So it means that Bankfeed was not able to find the document and the customer or vendor, as there were no message to recipient and no text to account mapping here. So I just will modify this manually. Will assign a customer and apply with the document. Yeah. Okay. And I want to show one more example of the recognition. In this line, we see that this recognition was done by vendor bank account number. If we store in Business Central vendor or customer IBANs bank information, and it's provided by the bank in the transactions we get, we can recognize them by the IBAN too. Here we see that message to recipient says nothing, it's just payment. So this line was identified by the IBAN of the vendor. And as it was partly recognized, the vendor was assigned, but no application was done because we did not have a document. So it still has a status that it needs attention. So you have to check it and to apply to the document. Not that one, this one, second. Yeah. Okay, so that's about it. We just go through the lines, check them, modify if we need it, and then we can post them. So I will just click on post. Yes, and all our transactions are posted. They disappear from the journal. We will see now that the journal lines have changed. The ones we have posted disappeared from here. And after posting, they are transferred to the history and to posted statement lines. So you can always see what was posted before. And it also helps us to identify the duplicated transactions. So if they are here, they will not be imported once again. Okay, so if you are doing, for example, bank reconciliations at the end of the month, you can also do this with the Bankfeed. You can just open bank account reconciliation, click here, new, select the bank as always, as in standard functionality, enter the statement date, and enter the ending balance. And here, as always, we see the posted bank ledger entries, and we want to upload the lines with which we want to reconcile. So here in the pane, action pane, we click on suggest lines Bankfeed. Here we select for which period and click OK. So now Bankfeed transactions are also imported in this left side, and we can match them manually or do this automatically. And see that the lines were matched, and we can just post the reconciliation. Yeah, so that's about it. The process for the end user is really simple. You can try to run the installation and the assisted setup to get ready the Bankfeed, to try to connect your bank accounts, and after the assisted setup and the connection of the banks, the next day in the morning, the transactions will be uploaded to the journal automatically. If you want, you can do this about 5 minutes after the connection. You can start to uploading the transactions just by running the function manually. If I would go a little bit to the job queue entries, I will show you these 4 job queues created here. And you will see, yeah, that they are running at 5 a.m., 10:30, 1:30, and 4:30 p.m. So it's created automatically after assisted setup, and you can just modify these times if it's more suitable some other times. So I hope that you liked our product and will try it. We always are glad to get the messages. You can always get in touch with us in the support at bankfeed.com, or just to come to our webpage and to write to us directly. All our support is free of charge, so just maybe we have any questions.
We have a few questions. Deirdre, I don't know if you can read them yourself, or want me to call them out to you. Maybe beneficial to call him out.
Yeah, I will just.
I'll call him out. Maybe it's beneficial.
Yes,
to else.
I can see them.
Okay.
Can the Bankfeed match bulk payment to vendor payments? In BC, example, one line in bank statement that relates to 10 vendor payments in BC, 10 separate payment journals. Is it that it's 10 different documents, or in this bulk payment you can have 10 different vendors too? Because yeah, if it's different vendors, so no. It's
there's your answer.
When preparing a payment journal.
I think the answer to your question just there under at the very bottom.
10 different beneficiaries. So no, Bankfeed will not be able to match to 10 different vendors and to split it. When preparing a payment journal, can the payment to the vendor be sent from BC direct through the Bankfeed to the bank with no need to export a payment file from BC, then upload this payment file to the bank? No, Bankfeed is working just to get the statements to Business Central. We are not like covering the payment side when you prepare and export it. We have a little solution for Barclays users, so we can prepare a file in Business Central, and then you need to upload it to the bank, but it's only for the Barclays. At the moment, we are not making payments directly through the Bankfeed, as it requires more security and complex.
Okay. One more question there.
Yeah.
Direct debits.
Is it? If I do a direct debit one, is it a single line in bank? And see, will it do? I don't really understand the question. To direct debit run, it is a single line in bank.
I'm not sure. Not sure. Maybe they can clarify, but there's another question I have to pop in after it now.
Yeah, we could. Can it match a large bank value to all the customers separately? But I think it's like the same question. The first one, the question was about the bulk payments to vendors. So if we're talking that you make you get a payment from in one line from a lot of customers, so no, Bankfeed won't be able to match to separate customers and their documents.
Okay.
Can you advise what you would do in relation to bulk payments and matching to BC, as this is where most companies are moving to, I would imagine?
That's the same question.
The problem with the bulk payments is how the bank gives us this transaction back, and if it's in one and we do not have like how to say a number or something that we could match this transaction with the prepared transactions if you have prepared them in BC and exported. So it's an issue because we don't know how to match one line with a lot of lines.
References. And someone sent me a message directly asking what banks you link with in Ireland.
What banks in Ireland we cover? Yeah, all this information about the bank coverage, the prices, you can find in our webpage, bankfeed.com. And here, if we would go to banks, okay, where is it? I don't see it now. Okay.
It's changed.
Yeah, something had broken the web page. Okay, let me just open from the assisted setup then.
Actually, I have it on my one. Share screen if you wish.
Mhm.
Or I can just, I have your web page worked on my browser.
Yeah.
And so
Can you share it?
Yeah, or I can share, yeah, instead of calling them out. Yeah. I just typed in Ireland there as regards what banks you work with. I guess the main ones are Bank of Ireland, AIB, N26, Revolut, Stripe, all those permanent TSB, all those guys anyway. PayPal.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can go to our web page, select the country you are interested in, and you will get all the list.
Yeah, so if I just put in United Kingdom, for example, for
what about BNP? Did you find the BNP in the list?
bank, French bank?
BNP. It's in which country?
France. BNP, you said, is it?
Yeah, BNP. You can write the name of a bank too in search, and yeah, it's already working for me too. So BNP is in Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Poland, and Germany.
Oh, somebody asked that question, sorry. Okay. You can share your screen again now if you wish.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so for BNP, they are covered in these countries, and for Bank Paribas. Is it set in which country?
PARIB.
BNP Paribas. Okay. If it's in Ireland, so no.
No, it's not an Irish bank. That's true.
Irish?
Not.
No.
Never heard of it.
No, I do not find BNP Paribas. If you could clarify a French one, okay.
Well,
we can try to look in France.
Anyway, people on the bankfeed.com, it's bankfeed.com, isn't it?
Yeah, you can try to find it yourself.
Yeah, you can go in and look at search for the banks or the countries, whichever works.
Yeah, just go by in banks, and yeah, here in search you will then find all banks covered.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you for your attention.
Yeah, we're going over time.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.
Thanks, Deirdre. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So, any more questions that come up, you can contact us directly, and you'll get a copy of the recording after this with contact details. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.